On the way to becoming the sixth member of his family to win a seat in the Senate. 36-year-old Benigno Aquino IV has the same name as his cousin, the country's popular president. And as the nephew of the president's late parents, who fought against the dictatorship and became the country's two democratic icons, this young Aquino capitalized on his heritage to get elected.
I hope people will say, Bam, like his uncle and his aunt, he did everything he could do for the country. And 30, 40 years from now, when I'm retired already, I hope they'll say the same thing, no? That he also gave his everything that he had for the country.
Aquino IV is now part of a loose majority coalition of old legislative rivals expected to push through the administration's reforms to stamp out corruption, institute good governance, and deal with a demand to end the dominance of political dynasties.
But many of Aquino's allies are members of political families themselves, and they're not the only clan-backed politicians voted into public office.
Former leader Ferdinand Marcos's family is still in power despite being exiled in the 1980s, accused of corruption and human rights violations. His widow Imelda has been re-elected to Congress, and their daughter keeps her post as a provincial governor. Former President Joseph Estrada was removed from office in 2001 and convicted of plunder, but he was pardoned and is now back as Manila's new mayor. Aquino's predecessor, Gloria Arroyo, is herself in custody and facing corruption charges, but she's been re-elected to Congress, as has her youngest son.
It's a reaffirmation of our traditional politics. Clans, families, dynasties, these are still the elements you are dealing with in the 2013 elections. Dynasties lost, dynasties won. And any changes would be on the balance of power rather than on real reforms being made.
President Aquino promised a new era in Philippine politics, but that may prove harder to establish with the political culture unchanged and the same old family names still on the ballot. Marga, Ortiga, Al Jazeera, Manila.